This is my Land Cruiser with 362,000 miles on it. I took it to Toyota for some maintenance and they wanted $16,000. So I took it to a mechanic and had him do the work for half the price. Let's go over. Here's the thing I thought was the coolest is this steering wheel from Dubai. And it's even got the perforated. But when they shipped it. So the expensive thing that I did is OEM upper and lower control arms, plus tie rod end links, plus that's a new axle, and new Toyota OEM shocks. All that's new. Upper, lower, tie rod end links, OEM shocks, wheel bearings, brakes, factory pads and rotors all the way around. Isn't that crazy? Air filter, Toyota OEM, coil packs, literally brand new Toyota OEM coil packs and plugs all the way around, and synthetic oil. Obviously I was trying to get it to look stock, like this had fallen down. They had the wrong hose clamps. They had those little twist things, which are fine, I get it, but I wanted it to be stock. So they even had a cut and tie hose clamp. So I had them put the Toyota, I ordered a Toyota hose, upper radiator hose. They had the wrong, radiator cap. So I ordered a factory OEM radiator cap. Because I wanted it to look spec, you know? I had them put on a new fan clutch because my old Land Cruiser fan clutch went out. So that won't happen again. New serpentine belt, new timing belt water pump. Had them break and bleed the brake fluid. I put in a new piece of weather strip in here because this one was falling apart all the time. Did I find out? Okay, so when you put the key in, turn it on. It's quiet. You got oil pressure. Yeah, so I had them grease the U-joint instead of replace everything, because I think that you can waste a lot of money trying to get that clunk to go away when you put it in drive. On these older Land Cruisers, when you put it in drive, you'll hear a clunk. And I was under the impression if you just grease the fittings, this has grease fittings on the U-joint, universal joint, front and rear, that will fix a lot of the problem. And it did. I mean, it fixed it 50%, 70%, and that's all I'm interested in. I don't go chasing things unless it's detrimental to the health of the vehicle and it's not expensive. I'm a value investor. I'm going to put the money into this vehicle and then it's going to be done, you know? And I'm going to put the money in one time and it'll be good for 10 years. Literally. The suspension that I took off, the upper and lower control arms, those were on there for 26 years. So yeah, they should literally last another 25 years unless I beat it up off-road, which I don't plan on doing. I took it off-road a few times. I think that's when I tore the CV, the boot, you know. But yeah, this is just great. In every aspect, it is smooth. It's quiet now. AC blows cold. I've got some nice tint. It'll go anywhere. I've got the toolbox that rattles in the back. It squeaks. And I've got a heat shield on the bottom that squeaks just a little bit. But other than that, man, this thing is freaking great. Yeah, like what else could you ask for? You could say, okay, better gas mileage, but what can you get that pulls a boat and does all this and won't depreciate? You can buy a new Land Rover, you know, for 70 or 60, but they will depreciate, you know? And once that depreciation hits after the year 3, you've probably lost 20K. Well, I don't have 20K in this thing. I bought it for $8,500. Bought it for 8,500 bucks. I've put about the same into it. Oh, I put all new speakers in all the way around, and that sound deadening material on the doors. So I can throw my dirt bike on the back of this thing, and I can take off, and I'll make a lot of. I'll have a lot of fun. We'll just put it that way. I have a lot of fun driving across country with my dirt bike on the back. And I can camp out of this thing if I want to, and it's very comfortable now. I've got a good sound system, AC. I don't have to worry about it breaking down ever. and it will hold its value, is what I'm saying. Like, okay, so you could get a newer car. Yeah, you get the new Land Cruiser. Yeah, you literally will save probably 10 miles per gallon on the highway. But the thing is, the new one with the turbo 4-cylinder, it is on the ground. You're gonna have to lift that thing up to get anywhere close to this ground clearance. This thing already has great ground clearance. I've got those big tires on it, right? The factory Land Cruiser has shit tires. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy a new Land Cruiser and then just modify it immediately? Okay, if you wanna do that, but now you're putting another, $1,500 into the deal. So, and bring it back to factory spec and have something that will just kind of hold its value, and it will be appealing to multiple buyers if I ever do decide to sell it. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you spent so much money on all these Toyota OEM parts. And that's the difference. One of my neighbors bought a 4Runner, and the 4Runner crowd, man, immediately they're like, you need to lift it, you need to put off-road tires. Well, look, buddy, don't need to do anything. Keep that to yourself. You can do whatever you want if you took your own money and bought one, but I'm not, and we're just gonna not do that. So don't let other people tell you how to build your car. If you're happy with like a simple build, like I'm older, so I want Toyota OEM parts. Now if I want a race car, I'll go get a race car. If I want a rock crawler, I won't buy a kind of nice Land Cruiser. I'll buy a junked up something. But so that's the idea with this. Just make it nice enough to drive. It even has this option from the factory. I got a little kickback to the west, a little blanket. Yeah, love this thing, man. Go get your Land Cruiser if you have the money, and you can change the heater tease yourself, or just do a few basic things. But if you have to drive a lot, I have my Prius and I primarily drive that. I use this for videos and some road trips, and honestly, if I could find a different vehicle for road trips, I'd even do that because the gas mileage is so high. But this is great for around town, and it's honestly not that bad. You can go out west for $500. It's gonna take you a few days, but $500 in gas, you can go across the United States. It's not terrible, honestly. And what a privilege it is to be able to go across. All these people came in for the soccer games from the UK and all over the world, and they're like, hey, America's great. We love the road trips. We love Buc-ee's. We love everything. So, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I love road trips. So go get your vehicle to do road trips in. I don't care if it's a Subaru Forester or Prius or Land Cruiser. Just go drive. That's what's fun, is driving. Don't let anybody tell you what to do or how to live either. Not me including. This is just what I like with my stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video. Was it worth it to put $8,500 into this car? I could have gotten away with not doing the uppers and the lowers at the same time. There was probably just one that needed to be replaced. But while the mechanic was in there, I think he charges $100 an hour, and he does it by book rate, like by what the book calls for. If it's 8 hours, it's 8 hours. So he was already in there. It was going to cost another $1,000 to do everything else, and I had some extra money, so I just wanted to get it all done at once. I'm never going to redo the suspension, shocks, brakes, bearings, everything all at once again. So just get it all done. Timing belt, water pump, all that stuff. Get it all done. Be done with it, and then from here on out, all you have to do is change the water pump and timing belt about every 100,000. I'll probably go 120,000 miles, 100,000 miles. But yeah, let's get this baby car. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you thought this was cool, or you liked it, or don't. I don't care. Catch you in the next video. Bye.